Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about my career as an environmental scientist. I was always that kid that told my family to turn the lights off to save the polar bears. My Uncle Tom is an environmental scientist, and it was really cool being able to call him and say, "Hey, what's an atom? I don't get it." My counselor in high school suggested that I take at least one AP class, so I decided to take environmental scientist. Around that time, I was considering careers such as cosmetology or a career in the Spanish field. In the end, I decided to pick environmental science because I felt like I could do cosmetology on top of school if I wanted to, or I could learn Spanish outside of college. Jobs in environmental science require degrees in environmental science, whereas with Spanish, I could always become fluent outside of school, or I could go to cosmetology school after I go to university. My first 2 years I went to community college, so I didn't have to pick a degree right away, and that gave me the flexibility of taking gen eds and figuring out exactly what I want to do, so I didn't feel pressured into doing anything. I signed up for environmental engineering when I applied to Colorado State University. I didn't get in. They put me in the School of Geology. I learned from a counselor at Colorado State University that people who like geology are the types who like the rocks on the hike. Like, on the other hand, people who like environmental science are the type that think, "Wow, how many trees are here?" And I remembered my friend Anna always picking up rocks on her hikes, and I always was a little annoyed. So that was pretty clear to me. Maybe I'm the type who is wondering more often how many trees are here rather than let's look at the pretty rocks. I graduated from the Community College of Denver and then went to transfer to the University of Colorado, Denver, and I got my degree there. I ended up finding that I liked mapping as well, so I got a GIS certificate, and I also got my Spanish minor, so that gave me the ability to still study something that I love and that I'm really passionate about. My dad always said, "Get your degree and you can be a hippie after." So it gave me peace of mind just to think, okay, rough it out, and then after this whole school thing, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to go be an environmental scientist. And that just gave me the mental ease of knowing you're not holding yourself to anything. You're just getting a degree because getting a degree makes things easier. And that was really clear to me when I was 20 and I tried to move to LA. I realized if I want to make more than $15 an hour and be able to live in LA, I have to get a degree. And sure, maybe I want to live in LA one day, but I think that experience, the benefit was realizing, okay, no matter what, I need a degree to feel secure financially in my future. I graduated and took a 6-month break. This 6-month break, 4 months were completely intentional, and then 2 months I was seriously applying for jobs. This helped me realize that I didn't want to be at home. I wanted to go out in the world and wake up with people and have a community at work and grow with other people. I worked on my resume with my life coach. She gave it to her husband who looked at a lot of resumes, and I worked on it with somebody at the Writing Center at the University of Colorado, Denver. I applied to jobs on Indeed. I applied to about maybe, I'd say on average, like 1 job a day, because, there were days like where I missed, but I think like more like 2 jobs. But a day when I applied to a lot of jobs would be like maybe like 5 jobs a day. That would be like a day where I applied for a lot of jobs. And I got an internship in Western Colorado doing soil and vegetation monitoring with the Rocky Mountain Youth Corps. And that was in association with the Bureau of Land Management. And we identified plants and we characterized the plots and looked at the soil horizons. This gave me the experience I needed for my job that I got after. Around the end of that internship, I started applying for jobs again very seriously, and it was hard getting an interview. It was really hard. So when I got an interview and I got a real job offer at a company that I had wanted to work for a while, I took it right away, even though it was crazy. They were like, yeah, we're gonna hire you, you're gonna come here in a week, but you're gonna move to California. You're gonna be living in California 3 weeks out of the month, come back to the office 1 week out of the month. And people who had done the job before in the California work told me that they had done it for up to 4 years. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be my life and it's gonna be so hard, so crazy. And I was really nervous, just like my internship. Maybe I forgot to say that, but I was so nervous. But like I'm gonna say at the end of this video, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I just thought, you know what, I literally have to do this, I have to take this. And it ended up being a great experience. When I was in California, I didn't want to leave. I loved it. And I was like, I'm a Cali man. I want to stay here. I love it. And so that's just a great example of take a risk, even if it sounds completely crazy and you're so scared and like it feels like you can't do it. You can do it, and you just have to stick through it. And I don't know, this is like a huge tip, but sleep is so important. Like, get your sleep. So I showed up, I did my best, I made friends, and I identified my strengths. Always identify your strengths and just go so hard at what you are good at. I'm good at socializing. I'm good at being a personable person. I lean on that strength heavily, and that gets me far. It has made me successful in my career. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.